Hi there, this is Devin with Galactic Geek Entertainment, and today's video is the most anticipated movies of the year, in no particular order, so we're just going to get right into it. The Good Dinosaur. The Good Dinosaur is the next Disney Pixar movie. Disney Pixar, if you don't know, is responsible for movies such as the Toy Stories, Incredibles, Finding Nemo, all those good movies. Maybe Cars and Cars 2 are an exception, but all of those other ones are pretty good. And the concept of this is that dinosaurs never went extinct and they're living among humans, so that can't really be all that bad, right? That sounds pretty interesting to me anyway. Next we have The Hateful Eight. Quentin Tarantino, Samuel L. Jackson, Kurt Russell looks pretty good in this. Maybe he's getting a little comeback in his career started. Looks pretty good. All about bounty hunters. Another one of his little spaghetti westerns. I loved Django, so can't be that bad. And I really want to see it. The Revenant. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the director's name. I think it's Alejandro something. But the guy who directed Birdman is directing this. And it's the story of Hugh Glass, who was a frontiersman way back when. And he was attacked by a bear and left in the woods to die. And so he basically doesn't die, and he goes to exact some revenge. And Leonardo DiCaprio plays the lead. Tom Hardy's a supporting cast member, the director from Birdman. All these things point to a great movie, and I hope it will be. Cooties. Cooties is a silly movie kind of coming out soon. It's got Elijah Wood and Rainn Wilson in it. They play teachers in an elementary school, and the children become zombie, kind of creatures. And it's just a, from what I can tell, comedy about that, but I think it looks pretty good, and I can't wait to see it. Next we have We Are Your Friends. I've kind of raved about this one a little bit if you've listened to the podcasts we do on this channel. It's the newest Zac Efron movie, and I think Zac Efron is really coming into his own lately. Neighbors was great. I saw him in something, but I can't remember what it was, but he was really good in that. The director is the same guy. Well, this is actually his first major piece, but it looks pretty good. It's all about Zac Efron playing a DJ. He's in college, and he kind of has to choose between his friends and his job, and he's trying to become really famous, and he's a DJ, so that's that. Next, Pan. Pan, I think, looks really good. It's, I don't want to say gritty or a reboot, but it's kind of an different way of telling the Peter Pan story. It tells the story of Peter Pan, how he first gets to Neverland. In fact, it even shows that he kind of works with Captain Hook a little bit in this movie, implying Captain Hook wasn't always a bad guy, and that Peter and him actually got along at one point. Hugh Jackman is in it, and he plays Blackbeard, and some of the other supporting cast look pretty good as well. I'm a huge Hugh Jackman fan, plus, judging off the trailer, it looks like he goes over the top with this performance, so hopefully that's an indication that it'll be pretty good. Next we have Black Mass. Black Mass is a mobster movie about a guy named Whitey Bulgy being portrayed by Johnny Depp. And he was a mobster who became an FBI informant to keep this other mafia family kind of out of his turf. But it's all about how he tries to get one over on everyone, and he's screwing everyone in their deals. The Martian. The Martian is the next Ridley Scott movie, and a lot of people are arguing, Ridley Scott hasn't done a good movie in a while. Apparently Counselor wasn't that good. I liked it. I don't know why everyone says they don't. But American Gangster was pretty good, but some of his other movies have been a little lackluster lately. But he is responsible for some of my favorite movies, like Blade Runner, the original Alien, Gladiator. Those are all classics, and I think he can pull it out with this one. I have read the book, and it's an awesome book, and if they do it even half as well as the book is done, this will be a good movie. Plus, Matt Damon is going to be good, and the supporting cast looks great. Jessica Chastain, Kristen Wiig, Jeff Bridges, just a bunch of people, and it looks really good. Next, Crimson Peak. This one's kind of been on the lowest radar for me. I haven't heard many people talk about this. This is the new Guillermo del Toro movie. It's about a girl who is an author, and from what I understand, she has a family tragedy and kinda has to choose between staying where she's at with an old childhood friend or moving away with this mysterious stranger she meets. And apparently the childhood friend is played by Charlie Hunnam. He's the guy from the Sons of Anarchy that everyone likes. And the mysterious stranger is played by Tom Hiddleston, Loki. And apparently the mysterious stranger's sister is Jessica Chastain, as I just mentioned in Martian. But it looks really creepy. It's got some, I would say, supernatural, elements to it, but it looks really good, and I trust Guillermo del Toro. I've liked pretty much everything he's done. Next, we have Bridge of Spies. This one is kinda almost made it on the list for me. I almost didn't put it on here. The only reason it is because I'm a huge Tom Hanks fan, and Spielberg is pretty good. I'm not a huge Spielberg fan, but I do like some of his stuff. He's rather hit and miss for me. But it's about the Cold War, and Tom Hanks plays a lawyer who is assigned by the government to go to Russia and free this detained pilot who kind of crashed in Russian space. And at the same time, the Americans have a spy for Russia in captivity, and it's kind of just like negotiations to get them back. But Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg, if he's on this movie, I don't really think it could be bad. Plus, the Cold War is a pretty good era for spy movies. Next, talking of spies, we have James Bond, Spectre. I've been waiting so long for this movie. I'm a huge James Bond fan. Daniel Craig is probably my second favorite Bond, behind Sean Connery. A lot of people like Pierce Brosnan, but I think he wasn't great. He was okay. But Christoph Waltz plays the bad guy, and, Christoph Waltz, if you've seen him in anything, he's amazing. If you haven't seen him in anything, check out Inglourious Basterds and Django. Also, I heard The Zero Theorem, I think that's one of his movies, is really good. So if you haven't seen anything with Christoph Waltz in it, check those out, and you'll kind of get why I think he'll play a great bad guy, because he's pretty neutral in his roles in those films. And, of course, last but not least, Star Wars. Couldn't leave it off, of course. J.J. Abrams is directing. He looks really good. I love that we got the old cast. Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, or Tom Baker, I can't remember which, but most of the old cast is back, and the new cast that's been added looks pretty good. I'm pretty excited to see Kylo Ren and Adam Driver portray him. Domhnall Gleeson's gonna play General in the First New Order, or whatever they're calling it, and I think he is a pretty good actor in what I've seen him in. So I'm looking forward to that, and that's probably my most anticipated, obviously. So anyway, do you agree with me? Do you disagree? It's fine either way. Leave comments below. Subscribe to the channel. We have a podcast we do weekly, OMG. I do other videos, like I recently did a What If Batman Still Used Guns videos. And yeah, thanks for subscribing.